Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Tonight we want to talk about why some women leave us. Well, you see, every human being is the content of their consciousness. It's how they've been raised, what they've been exposed to, what they have read, what kind of school curriculums they had, what kind of activities they were involved in, what kind of family they had, what kind of religion, what nationality, and all these things eventually over the years fills in and shapes the content of their consciousness. And based on that, they form certain values and certain hopes and aspirations, and they had certain role models and certain interests. And on that basis, they find and develop certain plans for their lives. Now, whatever that could be, a career, personal life, personal plans, it includes everything. They have a plan. When they meet someone, at the beginning, they don't know much about that person, and you don't know much about that lady that you meet. Over time, you get to know each other's content of the consciousness. And then that's when you can see similarities, differences, conflicts and divisions is a normal thing in any relationship because of the differences between the content of the consciousness. And when there are differences surface, then the two find out that they're not compatible. Because if they are content of their consciousness and their consciousness is filled with different contents and it's not enough compatibility to make it comfortable for both of them, they will find that they're not really able to tolerate each other because the contents of their consciousness is so different. Their values are different. Their plans don't match, and they don't match in the other person's plan. So when a girl leaves you, it's not because you're a bad person or you weren't good enough, you weren't good looking enough, or you weren't muscular enough, you weren't, very capable in certain ways. It's none of that. It's that you don't fit their plans that they have put together for their life. That plan could be some kind of future they had schemed for themselves, some kind of education, some kind of experiences, some kind of just fun things, or what stage of their lives they want to be what and they want to do what, and all those seem to be different from yours, and you don't seem to be maybe flexible enough or disciplined enough or a good role model for what they want. And what they want is not necessarily means that it's better than you. It could be something far below and beneath your standards, but that's what they want. They want to be involved with someone that they can actually, most of them, not all, they can actually dictate what they want. You see, every human being is selfish to some extent. And the most important person in your world is who? Is you. And to them, the most important person in the world is themselves. So each person is trying to figure out, how can I get my plans and how can I get what I want? And if this person, if this man, if this boyfriend of theirs is not really soft enough or flexible enough or not manipulated easily, they will simply prefer to go on, because especially with the advent of all these stereotypes about men, toxic masculinity and all these nonsense, they have bought into it and they're looking for a way that they could actually do whatever they want in their life and not necessarily offer a compromise or teamwork or something that would be meaningful to both parties in that relationship. Those kind of girls, and I don't mean all women are like that, I'm saying those are some of the girls that will leave us because they don't find you to be the kind that they can actually have you wrapped around their finger and they can do what they want. So you don't fit their plans. So if you understand that this is why they leave, why is it that you feel so hurt once this happens? I mean, in life, anything that is not suitable to you, is not your size, not fits you, whether it's a clothing article or any activity that it doesn't simply suit what you have in mind, what your standards dictates and requests, you would not have a problem to walk away from it. But why is it that when you know this girl doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you for the reasons that we just explained, why is it that you still want to be with her? It's just common sense that why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? Naturally, you have ego, you have standards, you have honor, you have respect, you love yourself, you consider yourself a wonderful human being. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? And given the reasons that we just talked about, you know that she's not suitable for you, because why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you for whatever reason? But you still miss and you still want to be with her. Why? Yes, desire for intimacy and all that. I understand all of that. But what is it that doesn't understand your cognitive abilities and your reasoning, which is very clear to you as you have been witnessed in the behavior, interaction, negotiation between you two over the time that you guys were together? It's your desire. It's your desire. So you're not really trying to be with her because she's all that good or she's a perfect match for you. Your desire wants to control you. Your desire wants you to have something for pleasure rather than cognitively deciding that this particular situation is not beneficial to you, doesn't bring you the comfort or relaxation or compatibility that you expect. So why is it that you still want? Well, as we talked about, intimacy and companionship and so on and so forth. But why is it that you can't forego those and understand that that companionship, that intimacy is really not going to gain you anything other than the fact that you still have to put up and be in a relationship with a person that your content of the consciousness are so different and conflicts and divisions are always there because the desire is not controlled by you, and you need to understand how to bring your desire under your control. Desire is ruling you in life, and even though you can clearly see it's not logical to be with that person, the desire wants you to forego your values and focus on pleasure and that what you're used to, the order, the routine, and stay in there regardless of what the situation may be or how you may feel, and that the fact that there is no future for you two, or at least not for you in that case because she's not willing. So you need to focus on how you can bring your desire under your command and understand that desire is not your totality and is not the way to continue this journey in life, because there's always going to be something else that the desire wants you to focus on, and it will deviate you from the actual main road that you're trying to take to get to your destination, whatever that may be. And to be very clear on that, when you can see that the girlfriend doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you for the reasons that we talked about, and you come to the conclusion that there are lots of divisions and conflicts, and you understand that why would you want to be with a girl who doesn't want to be with you is very logical, but you still are hung up on her because your desire doesn't want to let you go from this relationship. Why is that? Well, you need to focus on why should desire actually expect you to comply with what it suggests? Because the desire is not the one who's going to be putting up with all the nitty-gritties that are not really compatible between you two. It's only focusing on the pleasure part. It's not focusing on all the things that goes on before the pleasure or the intimacy or that companionship or that few hours of the day that you guys are lovey-dovey or in agreement. It's only focusing on that moment of pleasure. And by bringing that and wetting your whistle with the promise of that excitement or that enjoyment, it is controlling your brain, your opinion, your decision-making power, not to actually do the right thing, which is good for you. The healthy thing would be to move away and let her go. Because after all, if you focus on the fact that, well, she's no God, your desire for pleasure has made her to be seen only in the window of desire and pleasure. And you see none of her faults and nothing that is dividing you guys and nothing else about her that you don't like. Because all your desire has done is make you focus on the part that you really love about that relationship, which is the intimacy and the rest of little here thing or two. But if you focus on the fact that she's a human being with all the faults, she has to get up in the morning and stinky mouth and like every one of us, and gotta wash up and gotta do the business in the toiletries and everything else, and she needs food, and so you will focus on the fact in response to the desire's dominance that, look, she's no God. So why am I so hung up wanting to be with her? Only for the part that the desire is focusing on and making you focus on it, the pleasure And then you'll see that the trade-off is not worth it. And therefore, at that point, cognitively, you logically decide for yourself to let her and respect her wishes to go away, and you respect yourself that you deserve better and a more comfortable relationship, more cohesive and compatible relationship, and you move on as well, because you focused on the fact she's not a god, she's not a princess of some kind, or she's not an angel. She still has all the needs and faults that every human being has, and the fact on top of that, she doesn't want to be with you. What more reason you want to walk away from someone who doesn't want to be with you? I hope that helps you out to sort things out if you're going through a breakup and you're just hurting and you think and you're only focusing on all the desirable, pleasurable things that you might be thinking you're missing. And usually these girls are, everybody can be beautiful. They put a couple of pictures on Instagram and here and there and all the social medias, and you focus on that beauty and pleasure. It exaggerates and brings to the power of 2 or 3 that what desire wants you to focus on, which is that beauty and the pleasure and so on. And you can just simply discard that by knowing that all those pictures have lots of filters. So, save yourself and respect yourself and go on with your life and build a better you and find a better option for yourself. I'll talk to you soon.